We're going live early because we're on a roll and we don't want to stop. That's how it's going. I'm Trina Wilcox.
I'm Michele Rickman.
And this is Run It Studios presents Inspiring New Growth with Trina and Michele, networking in the 417.
Exactly.
So we started talking about this and why we wanted to do this, and we figured it would be kind of like a newsletter that you didn't have to subscribe to and that you probably would never open anyway and would end up in your trash. So hopefully, instead, you'll tune in, watch, get some updates about what's going on, especially with ING, the different chapters, and it will just make you a better networking person.
Exactly. Which, you know, ING stands for Inspiring New Growth.
Yes.
And Trina and I just wanted to really foster business, community, and personal connections. So we have so much great stuff going on here in the 417, and we just want to talk about it. Mostly, I just want to be on here and talk.
Michele just wanted to come get wine and talk, and now she has a captive audience. So,
ooh, so did you say where we are?
Not yet.
Oh,
I love our little background. First of all,
does it tell anybody where we are?
If anybody guesses in the comments, maybe we can we should start giving out prizes.
Ooh, we should.
Maybe we can
prizes. I like talking in prizes.
That's a good plan. Well, we are at Vino Cellars.
Yes, we are.
Which you found this venue because you've been here more than once. And it is a cool spot. It's on Republic Road, specifically 2137 West Republic Road at 65807 if you want to put it in your GPS.
Yes.
Come on by. And I didn't even know they've got a full food and wine list.
They do.
Look at that. Look at that.
They do.
So,
and they have every kind of wine. And Jack, the manager, is super helpful at helping you choose the right wine. And, the food. I had gorgonzola cheese dip with chips and apples.
Ooh.
And the best pretzel sticks.
Like soft or crunchy?
Soft pretzel sticks with cranberry jelly.
Oh, neat.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
But they also have like flatbread pizzas and things like that too. So it's a great lunch
That's
spot,
cool.
great
Yeah.
meeting
So,
spot.
yeah, we thank them so much for letting us come hang out here and hang out with you. And what else is coming up? Let's see. I know that there are ING chapters growing, popping up all over the surrounding area. So that's really neat.
It is really
we're
neat.
hoping to get some of the new chapter leaders come out and maybe give us an update as to what's going on. I always tell people, if you're visiting chapters, visit them all. See what the vibe is. See if it fits with your personality, your business, your schedule, because that's something that's important. I mean, if you have, another standing 9 o'clock, then it's going to conflict with one of the other groups maybe. You can go visit another one.
Absolutely. It is great. And our two newest, we have 3 new chapters. We have a chapter in Hollister. So if you're in the Branson part of 417, you can pop in.
Hi, Jerry.
And visit. Oh, look at that. It might be the CEO of Inspiring New Growth. There she is, right there.
There she is. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah. So we have the Hollister chapter. And then we also have the Gateway chapter here in Springfield.
Yep.
And I mess with them because those are our 6:45 a.m. people.
I have to tell you, if I weren't an early, that's when my run schedule is, I would be there. I front load my day. I love the early stuff.
You're a morning
so
person.
I get it.
I call them crazy people, but they're really nice. Yeah, Theo Atchison is the coordinator of that chapter, and he's a great guy. He really is, and we mess with each other about the fact that that's so early in the morning that I'd have to stay up all night to get there. So that would be like my nighttime. So that's our big joke. But then we also have the Rogersville Wildcat chapter.
Yes, Keisha.
Keisha Messina with Country Financial is there, and she is amazing. The group is amazing, and the meeting location is so fun that I have to be careful because I would spend too much money in there because it's this cute little store with a coffee place.
Yes, I saw a picture the other day, and I'm like, I'm going to the meeting. It was such a cute venue.
Gary and I wandered around so long that we had to remind ourselves that we had to get home after the meeting. So, so it is absolutely fantastic. We love all of our chapters, and we're also expanding. We have some chapters that are going to be meeting in Kansas City. Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah,
See?
Lee Summit. We're
Learn something
building a
every day.
chapter in Lee Summit. And now I'm a bad person because I can't remember the other location that Jerry told me.
Jerry,
There's another
what's the
state,
other
Jerry.
location? Chime
Where
in,
is
let
it?
us know. She's probably not paying attention. She typed on and then she's off doing
She's
something else.
probably driving, and that's a talk to message.
Yes.
And so if you see something crazy that pops up in the comments, that'll be
That'll
it.
be why.
Yeah.
No punctuation.
No
Run on
punctuation,
sentence.
Crazy words.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that I also feel like is very supported about ING is, maybe you can't get to one of the chapters. Well, you're encouraged to talk with Jerry, talk with some of the other folks and see about starting a chapter.
Exactly.
Because it is all about inspiring that growth, however
It
you
is.
can get it.
We do. We that's what we really want to do. So inspiring new growth is really a networking family, and we want to inspire growth not just in people's businesses, but in the community with those connections. Just like being here at Vino, and Matt, the amazing owner, said, "Yeah, come on in. We want to help you out with that." And so we're so glad to have them sponsor us. But
Yeah.
this is the way that you connect and grow, not just as a business person, but personal connections that you end up making. So many of my closest friends I met through networking.
Yeah.
I always love it when somebody says to me, "How do you know that person?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, we were in a networking group, or we were out networking somewhere,
Yeah.
or somebody that I know from networking introduced us." So it is a way to create growth and to build our community.
Well, and we even saw some of that at the end of last summer, fall. You did your podcast series with Run Radio.
Yes.
So Michele had her podcast series on Run Radio, and then you got one of your overseas clients. Tell that story
Did. Okay,
from that.
So I did a podcast with Trina on Run Radio, and somebody that I knew, but he works for a PR firm in Brazil. And he reached out to me and said, "Hey, I've been watching your podcast, and I need some help because he is bilingual. He speaks Portuguese and English." And he said, my office, my company, has asked me to do a meeting with an English-speaking company that wants to do business with one of our clients. And so we sat down and connected, and I actually got to help coach somebody in a PR firm in Brazil, because he wanted to make sure that he understood how an American business meeting might look like, what that looks like, but also to make sure that his English was where he needed it to be, like phraseology and things like that. So
That's cool.
And it was all because he was watching my podcast, that he knew what I did, but the fact that I got to share that in a podcast, and he was sharing the podcast with other people too. So.
Yeah, and it was a little different too. You weren't just a guest on my podcast, but you were on Run Radio with your own series.
Exactly.
So then
Yes.
it wasn't just a one-off. You really got to know the levels of you and what you did.
Right. It wasn't just a one-off. It was an actual series of the things that I do, and sharing a little bit about where I got started. And that is so incredible, any way that you can connect with people. And I wouldn't have known about Trina or her podcast for business series if I hadn't been in networking.
Yeah.
That's really how
That's
we
how we
connected.
met.
That is
That's
how we met.
connected.
And it's so funny too, because when I'm out in the world of networking, I also discover people that my kids know, or that my husband knew, or that my family members
I actually
know.
met Anna first,
You did.
but then networking connected us. We were bound to meet.
Yes.
So
yes.
that's how that worked.
Exactly.
But
Exactly. So, but yeah, we want this to be your
resource.
to things. So, for example, not only is Vino opens at 11, and they're open until I think 8 o'clock at night, but they have all kinds of events that they host here. They do various tastings. They do cooking, sampling events, and so you can go to their Facebook page and follow them, and you'll find out about all the cool things that they have going on. They have entertainers who come in. It's really a great community gathering space, and I actually found it through networking. I met with somebody at a place next door, and I was like, ooh, a wine place.
Yeah.
And I meet a lot of people here for business meetings, things like that.
It's
just
a nice
great
atmosphere.
environment.
It really is.
It is. It's a really fun atmosphere. It's bright, and friendly and welcoming. And what I found too is sometimes, I've been in for different events that they've had or a musician, and it's really busy in here, and people you don't know will say, "Oh, come sit at my table," or "Come sit in this chair next to me," and you end up meeting more people. So it's all about connecting.
Connection, community. And this is kind of not the official first episode. We kind of wanted to tease and let you know this was coming and what would be happening. And we hope you'll want to be a guest on here and talk about how networking has benefited you, why you're in the chapter that you're in. Some people are in more than one chapter, which is cool too. So you could come talk about that experience and what you do as well, your industry, and why it's special for you to have that networking family. So yeah, we just hope this is a good resource, a way to connect each other and sometimes meet virtually other people from other chapters if you can't get over to another chapter and maybe have a B2B or something like that.
Exactly. Well, it's really interesting that I did not know what networking actually was. For a big chunk of my business, I was networking. I didn't even know that's what I was doing. I was connecting with people and getting referrals and things like that. But when I discovered that you could actually join a group of people with that intent of supporting one another, it was a whole new world for me. And I ended up stopping work for somebody else and start my own business. So networking is so special, and people really don't know that. They don't know what it is.
It's a word you hear a lot, but you don't really fully get it until you start doing it.
Exactly.
And you also don't. I saw the value of ING when I started visiting other ones and what was going to be a good fit for me.
Yes.
I think that's something that's also valuable. And not to say that there aren't more out there that I do want to visit and might be another asset for me and vice versa. But a lot of times, just finding a place where you feel comfortable and the vibe is right.
Exactly.
So.
That's so important. And, I actually, I'm one of the founding members of Inspiring Your Growth. And our CEO came up with that name. Jerry came up with that name because everything that she could come up with to describe what we were doing ended in ING.
Yeah.
And she said, I kept thinking, I'm onto something here. It's all ING words.
Yeah.
What are the words? And that's when she landed on exactly what it was that we were doing when we started.
Yeah.
This was inspiring people, inspiring growth in your business, in the community. And, we're really a very unique networking group.
Yeah.
And I think that that's so special for the people who are members, but even the people out there who maybe don't know who we are, is that everything is member focused, and it is all about connecting with the community. I know we keep using that word over and over again, but I really want to drive that home, that it is about forming those relationships. And building connections, knowing who people really are, so that we can give good referrals, not just be referred, but to give those good referrals to make sure that I come to Vino and I'm referring it to people because I have a personal experience here.
Well, and I want to talk about it when Jerry joins us in the next week or so about why you guys decided to create a group from scratch, but just kind of touch on a little bit from your perspective, why you wanted to go ahead and be a part of something new like that. Because like with anything, it's never a little thing. It's a big undertaking.
Right.
There we go. We're back. Okay. Sorry.
We were gone for a second. Maybe you didn't know we were gone, but we were gone for a second.
But let's talk about why you wanted to be part of a brand new group.
Okay.
Because it's a huge undertaking. It's not something you just do.
Yes. So in my networking experience, I found that although there were a lot of different groups to join, they had all been basically created on the same principles. And while I didn't always necessarily agree with some of them, not in a bad way, just that I think there are new ways to do things all the time.
Right.
Those were the only ones to choose from. So those were the ones that I became involved in. And I was inspired I didn't even intend to say that. I was inspired to be a part of starting this new group because we had all had good and bad networking experiences, obviously. And we wanted to take all the good and new and put it together. And I am one of those people that sort of rebels against, well, we do it like this because we've always done it this way.
Yes.
If I ask why and somebody says, well, because that's the way we've always done it, that makes me want to ask more questions.
You start getting a nervous tick.
Yes. Or they go,
like,
that's
no.
the only way to do it. This is the right way to do it.
Yeah.
And we needed something out there that was new and fresh and different, that had a completely different focus. And that is what I got excited about.
Cool. So if I said, what's your why for, I think you kind of already touched on it, but what's your why in just business in general?
So my why in business in general is to help people and build people up. So as a confidence and presentation coach, I love to look at people, and I can hear their story when they're talking.
Yeah.
And I can help them become that star in their business.
Yes.
And that expands for me because I want that for everybody. So if I'm out there sharing an amazing location, like where we are, or an amazing person in business, or somebody who has this unique approach to something, that is my why. I want people to be seen and be heard in a way that elevates them.
Yes.
And gets people to see them.
That's where we cross over a lot. That's where we have that commonality, and you do it in a different way, and I do it in a different way. If my why, you remember when you go back and you think about when you were kids on the playground and how you could be so bold for your friend.
Yeah.
And you could be like, hey, so-and-so, you could talk to anybody for them, so-and-so likes you, but when it came to you, it was a different story. You couldn't talk. You couldn't say anything. I feel like I am very great at bringing that out of somebody else. I can brag on them. I can say, well, have you realized you've done this? Let's share that with people. And that's what I like to do with my interviews.
And you do that so well because you create a platform for people that might not even realize there's a platform out there for them. And you do. When you're interviewing somebody, you have a unique and fabulous way of getting people to share and showcasing them. And, I think in our world, that is what's so important, is seeing individuals and elevating individuals and really making them the star of their business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that is where we overlap, is that we want to give them a platform, or we want them to have the platform and be able to use it to the best ability.
Absolutely. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, as we move forward, we're going to be posting. We're going to give you updates on when we're going to be going live, what our topics may be, or maybe if we have an opening for a guest so you can get back to us. Also, we'll tag ourselves so you can message us with events. If you have something going on or your business is hosting an event or something like that, let us know. We'll do shout outs. If there's an idea you have that you want us to do, let us know. We want this to be for you, again, to elevate you and lift you up. Maybe you're a member of ING already, or you're considering being a member of ING, or you're just exploring networking.
Or you didn't even know you needed it.
You didn't even know you needed it.
Exactly.
So.
And I have an event.
Oh, what is it?
Up. So it's down the road, but tickets are on sale now. So I
know what this is now.
Are you excited
now? I am.
April 26th is the second annual Joe Rickman Memorial Concert for Make-A-Wish, Missouri, Kansas. And we have, local performers. We have a lot of vendors. We're going to have food trucks. And we are just going to have an afternoon, evening of fun and celebration. And there are about 99 kids right now on the list waiting for their gift of hope in their wish. And so we are going to help them get their wishes. And Trina's going to be covering some of it. And
Get some of the
yes.
artists in there and talk
Yeah.
about their why for doing it. You had so many people stepping up last year, and that was crossing my mind when we were talking about little things that take a lot, or not even little things, but when you jump into something, it takes so much, and you found out how much it takes to do this, and you went back and said, I'm going to do it again. So here we are at the second concert.
The second concert, and it's in honor of my husband who
Yep.
passed in 2023, and his heart was to give back and to help the community and use his civil engineering degree to make the world a better place. And so, and I have 2 kids who are WISH recipients, and so as a WISH family, we wanted to be able to give back to
Yeah.
something that gave us hope. And so now my kids want to do that, and so we decided to do that in his honor. And the thing is, it was a huge project, but it was because of networking that it was what it was.
Good.
Yeah, and we raised $13,000.
It's amazing.
And we put that thing together in less than 8 weeks.
Yeah. Do you have
This year we had more time.
do you have a goal for this year?
This year we're going, it's go big or go home. Are you ready?
Okay.
40,000.
Ooh.
Well, it takes 10,000 to grant a wish.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, about that is the average is about $10,000.
Okay.
So if we could get 4 wishes granted.
Great.
So we have a website out there. We have go look for the Facebook event, Joe Rickman Memorial Concert, and we'd love for you to come. We have some amazing performers. There's so much talent here in the 417.
There is a lot of talent.
And I am privileged to be connected to a few of those people, and so it's going to be an evening of incredible music, connections, fun. Last year, one of my favorite things was to see people walk across the room to somebody they hadn't seen in a decade or so.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh, I didn't know you knew this person."
Yeah.
And it's so fun. I love that part of it.
Hey, if you are watching, just say hi and tell us what chapter you're with. I'd like to know if we can get
Yeah.
some people
Or
say
if
hello
you're just
or
watching and you just saw
learning,
it.
just say. Yeah. So I want to go back real quick to the charities that are going to be receiving this. Is it all going to Make-A-Wish, or are you spreading it out?
This is all. It will all be going to Make-A-Wish,
Okay.
but specifically here in Southwest Missouri.
Okay, perfect.
So it will specifically go to the 99 kids on the list here
Good. Okay.
in Southwest Mo.
Good.
So and 99 kids on a wish list right now.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, we're going to be able to work hard to help serve part of those 99 families and keep it local. Again, we keep it local,
Yeah.
and I love that. It's Make-A-Wish, but it's Make-A-Wish Missouri, Kansas, and I'm a part of the Wish Society of Southwest Missouri.
Okay.
And we're a group of people that keeps that information out there and keeps the focus on our kids right here. So, we have a lot of kids here who've been WISH recipients, and we have those 99 kids right now that have been diagnosed with a chronic or life-threatening illness that, it's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. And so it's great when we can give them something to hang on to,
Yeah.
to look forward to. And both of my kids credit their wishes for a huge amount of their success now. And they're 26 and 24 now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Go ahead and give the website so people can get their tickets.
Yeah, it is. Ready for this? www.joerickman, RICKMAN, memorialconcert.com.
All right.
And it's on Facebook, is that too?
Yeah. Yep. All right. We'll keep you updated on that too.
Yeah.
And we will be looking forward to connecting with you next week. We hope to be same time. We're going to work out some details, and we'll put a post up for you so you know when you can watch.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, definitely let us know.
Come join our shenanigans.
Yeah, you can
We're
even
pretty funny,
stop in.
We're pretty entertaining.
We're pretty
so you probably want to tune in just to see what happens.
Oh my gosh. He did say, "Did you want a glass of wine?" And I'm like, "I'm okay." I'm like, I don't think if I had wine in me, it would go well.
I'm
I
not
think
saying
you
I
are.
had
You may or
some.
may not have had some with our lunch,
They
but
have
I'm
the
just
best
saying.
Moscato here.
So,
It's
you know,
really good.
Vino Sellers, thank you so much for letting us come crash for a little bit. And alumni chapter, shout out to my group. And you've got Friday Finish Line coming up.
I am the coordinator of the Friday Finish Line, but I'm also a member, meaning you can
Yes.
be in more than one chapter. I'm also a member of the Migos chapter.
That's right.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
See, just crossing over everywhere we can.
Yes, anywhere we can connect.
Yep.
So,
All right. So inspiringnewgrowth.com is where you can learn more and find out more about each chapter. We will see you soon. Thanks for joining us.
bye.
Bye.